Stephanie White has given us a Caitlin Clark update.
The Caitlin Clark injury situation is officially a mess.
We find out today that Caitlin Clark had another injury nearly 2 weeks ago.
Apparently, Caitlin Clark has now picked up an ankle injury.
2 minutes ago, Stephanie White made it official. Caitlin Clark will not return for the rest of this WNBA season. This shocking decision has left fans stunned, but it's about more than just basketball. It's about protecting the league's brightest star and her future.
We find out today that Caitlin Clark had another injury nearly 2 weeks ago, 13 days ago, in fact. I saw this and I was floored. And I've tried to take a step back and not do the Indiana Fever is complacent and complicit and they're trying to hide something and blah, 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 blah. All bets are off now. All bets are off now.
Stephanie White has dropped a bombshell that nobody wanted to hear. Caitlin Clark is done for the rest of the season. The decision came after weeks of speculation, mixed signals, and growing frustration from fans who were desperate for answers. For nearly 5 weeks, Clark was listed as day-to-day, even questionable at times, but never cleared for full practice.
The Caitlin Clark injury situation is officially a mess because not only is there not more clarity, there's more confusion about what her timeline could be. And that's coming on the heels of it seeming to be pretty clear when Clark would return to the court, or about when she would return to the court. It was said on the ESPN broadcast on August 12th that Stephanie White hoped Clark would be back in practice this week.
That alone created hope that her return was just around the corner. But now White has confirmed what many feared. The recovery window has closed, and Caitlin won't step back on the court until next year. So why now? Why this announcement? The truth is, Caitlin has been battling more than just one injury. While the Fever initially framed it as a groin issue,
Her coach, she aggravated injury because her coach decided not decided, her coach stood on her ankle. Her coach stood on her ankle and she, it's just not ideal.
new reports revealed she also suffered a bone bruise in her left ankle on August 7th, which was then aggravated days later when an assistant coach accidentally stepped on her foot during practice. On top of that, questions about her mechanics, conditioning, and long-term durability were swirling inside the organization. White admitted bluntly, until she can get into practice, it's status quo. And practice never came. The Fever coaching staff and medical team had a choice.
They saying that the injury happened around August the 7th. That is Scott Agnes, bro. They lose all trust. The Indiana Fever front office has lost my trust. I don't believe anything they're saying. I'm not rocking out with them at all.
Rush Caitlin back to save a shaky playoff push or protect her from the risk of permanent damage. They chose protection. This wasn't about Caitlin being weak, unprepared, or unwilling. Quite the opposite. Everyone knows Caitlin Clark would push through pain just to be on the floor. But this decision was made to shield her from the very real dangers of re-injury.
Now it's time to report on that August 7th ankle injury. Question before we even get into it. What were the odds that the Indiana Fever would miss the playoffs prior to this season taking place?
In a season that has already felt cursed with injuries across the roster. For fans, it's devastating news. For Caitlin, it's heartbreaking too. But the organization knows her value isn't just about this season. It's about the next decade of WNBA basketball. And that's why the plug has been pulled now.
And now there's another injury that supposedly hasn't affected the timeline of her returning, which I think is bullshit. That's nonsensical. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't compute. If it kept her from being able to run and stuff, of course it set her back.
For Caitlin Clark, being told she's done for the season is not just a medical update. It's a personal battle. This is a player who went through 4 years at Iowa without missing a single major stretch.
They saw media and fans freaking out about Caitlin not practicing today and decided to publicize week-old, no big deal ankle tweak that has nothing to do with her absence as a distraction. Why didn't they just report it weeks ago? Like, they don't need to report. First of all, if it's a mild bone bruise, it doesn't affect us. Why are they reporting this?
She built her entire reputation on durability, toughness, and showing up every night no matter how hard the competition came at her.
Ankle does not affect her return timeline. Ankle injury, she would still be out rehabbing for her groin. So Caitlin Clark basically got hurt again. How did she get hurt again? I don't know. It's definitely looking hella spooky right now, because if Caitlyn was hurt and supposed to have been not doing certain things, how do the Fever organization allow her to get hurt again?
To suddenly be sidelined in her very first professional season is gut-wrenching. But here's the thing. Caitlyn's impact goes far beyond what happens on the floor. Even without playing, Clark has already rewritten the narrative of the WNBA.
And here goes the quote. When asked if there's an update on Caitlin Clark, Stephanie White said until she can get into practice and until you guys see her in practice, it's really status quo, the same as it's been. Caitlin Clark sat off to the side of practice in the portion open to media today. It's over, guys. Let's not continue to fill ourselves with hope. Let's not, it's done. It's done.
She brought sellout crowds to every arena. She made Fever games must-watch television. In fact, most of the league's highest-rated broadcasts this season had one common denominator.
Let's take a look at the conflicting stories from the reporters. On one account, we have Caitlin Clark, we have Chloe Peterson coming out and saying that the Caitlin Clark ankle injury does not affect her timeline. Scott Agnes is saying the complete opposite. He's saying the complete opposite. Yes, he said the injury has impacted, the ankle injury has impacted her availability.
Caitlin Clark, merchandise sales, ticket prices, and fan engagement skyrocketed because of her. That's why losing her for the rest of the year feels bigger than losing just a player. The league is essentially losing its heartbeat for the final stretch. And yet, Clark hasn't let any of this keep her away from the game.
Oh, guys, I found it. This is him right here. Now, he's laughing. You're laughing at Caitlin Clark's hurt. Listen to
Worst thing about it, a couple sources telling me, worst thing about it, and then one bad step on the defensive series, and
You lying. He happy he lying.
boom.
Bro, for you to be a reporter, you're laughing that Caitlin Clark is hurt.
Just awful timing. Not that there's any good timing, to be clear. But now that's, excuse me, now that's something she and the team having to deal with.
He's drinking a beer, laughing.
Despite the pain, despite the rehab setbacks, she's been there. Courtside, signing autographs for kids, lifting up teammates, and representing her team with professionalism beyond her years. She's not sulking. She's not hiding. She's doing what leaders do, staying locked in, even when she can't contribute on the court. That attitude alone proves why she's already the face of the WNBA. But here's what makes this decision sting even more. Caitlin wasn't just close. She was right on the edge. She'd been spotted traveling with the team, shooting around, and even doing individual workouts.
Never mind. Never mind. Now, Scott Agnes, he says that this is a new injury that she's recovering from. Caitlin Clark recovering from new injury, impacting her return timeline. Chloe Peterson says this has no effect on her return timeline. Who do you trust? I don't know. I might believe what you say about this not affecting her timeline. I don't, but I might. If you weren't the same person who told us that her new quad injury earlier in the season had nothing to do with the first quad injury from preseason.
Teammates like Natasha Howard hinted at a return, saying, "See you soon, CC." Fans thought it was only days away. And then, all of a sudden, the tone shifted. Instead of optimism, it became vague phrases like status quo and day-to-day. That change in messaging is what fueled speculation. Was it a setback? Was it mismanagement? Or was it simply the Fever choosing to shut her down early?
One source claims it's a tweaked ankle, now it's a bone bruise. It doesn't affect anything, telling the public was pointless. Like, minor foot bruise not explain why she still can't sit properly. And either one of you just keep it 1,000. Scott Agnes is gonna rot in hell. Like, I don't know. I don't know, Scott Agnes. Scott Agnes was the one who was saying Caitlin's going to be out for a while. And it was like, how do you know? And he was like, just trust me. Scott Agnes was like holding off information and basically saying, oh, you know, I'm the source, just trust me. And I'm like, well, yeah, we know you're the source, but like.
Whatever the case, one thing is clear. Caitlin Clark is not defined by missing these final games. Her rookie season will be remembered for the impact she made, not the games she missed. She's already proven that she belongs, that she can take the hits, the fouls, the criticism, and still rise above it.
One source claims it's a tweaked ankle, now it's a bone bruise. It doesn't affect anything, telling the public was pointless. Like, minor foot bruise not explain why she still can't sit properly. And either one of you just keep it 1,000. Scott Agnes is gonna rot in hell. Like, I don't know. Scott Agnes was the one who was saying Caitlin's gonna be out for a while. And it was like, how do you know? And he was like, just trust me. Scott Agnes was like holding off information and basically saying, oh, you know, I'm the source, just trust me. And I'm like, well, yeah, we know you're the source, but like.
If anything, this forced pause only builds anticipation, because when she does return, she'll come back stronger, smarter, and hungrier. And the entire league knows it. For Caitlin, this setback is not the end. It's the beginning of a story that's about resilience. The season may be over, but her legacy is just getting started.
Caitlin Clark needs to, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Hang it up. It's over. It's done, y'all.
Pope might be right. Pope said this from day one. It's a whole conspiracy, folks. It's a whole conspiracy.
I was 70% chance a week ago that she plays. I was 55% chance earlier today.
But it's not out of pocket after 5 weeks out for fans, Fever fans.
And the Indiana Fever were completely unprepared for Caitlin Clark.
Now let's talk about what this decision means for the Indiana Fever. On the surface, losing Caitlin Clark for the rest of the season looks like a disaster. She's not just the team's top playmaker, she's the heartbeat of their offense and the magnet that draws national attention to every single game.
And once the situation is to the point of odd with a superstar like Clark, questions are going to be asked. Did she suffer a setback? And it's not out of pocket. No one's asking for an in-depth medical report, but it's not out of pocket after 5 weeks out for fans, Fever fans, to wonder, okay, you know, is she going to be back by the end of the regular season for the playoffs? And what's a window, a realistic window? Where is she in the recovery process right now?
Without her, the Fever lose their biggest weapon, not just on the scoreboard, but also in momentum and energy. But here's the reality. This move may actually protect the Fever's long-term future.
Well, you've got the most popular basketball player in the world, men's or women's, I think, right now, far as I'm concerned, that's got a rabid fan base that is more loyal to Caitlin Clark than they are the Indiana Fever or the WNBA. And I don't know if that rubs these coaches, rubs this organization wrong. Boy, if it does, they're in a world of trouble. And so's the league.
Think about what Caitlin has been through in just a few short months. From the very start of her rookie season, she's been targeted by opponents with cheap shots, hard fouls, and constant physical play. Every team wanted to test her toughness, and instead of breaking, she proved she could take it.
Caitlin Clark out for more than a month. Clark's been focusing on conditioning, cardio, running, and shooting as she recovers. She continues to make progress. Teams hopeful Clark can rejoin practice next week. Like this was recent. The whole time they're like, we hope she can rejoin practice.
Each new report only makes things worse. Fans thought Caitlin Clark was close to returning, but now the narrative is shifting to her being done for the season. The backlash grows as trust in the Fever continues to collapse.
For them to let her possibly hurt herself again. Now, they claiming that this is not going to affect her time coming back, but I just want you guys to see her walk real quick. Pay attention to this.
But that constant pounding added up, and the groin and ankle injuries were the result of a relentless season that took a toll. By sitting her now, Stephanie White and the Fever are sending a clear message. We value Caitlin's future more than a desperate playoff push today.
Caitlin, I know she was here and she's been time and time again. Any update regarding her?
No, I mean, until she can get into practice and until you guys see her in practice, we're really status quo, same as we have been.
Bree Turner played some big minutes for you there late.
Until she's able to get into practice, we are status quo the same way that we have been.
Yes, the Fever's playoff hopes take a major hit. Yes, fans will miss the electricity that Caitlin brings every night. But the Fever know they're building something bigger. This roster is young, hungry, and learning on the fly.
Caitlin Clark needs to, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Hang it up. It's over. It's done, y'all. It's done. Get down in the comments and let me know what y'all believe. We're getting conflicting reports from insiders. I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm telling y'all, Caitlin Clark is done.
Your coaching staff hurt the best damn player on your team. A member of the coaching staff hurt the best player on your damn team.
Players like Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston will get more touches and more responsibility down the stretch, forcing them to grow into bigger roles. That's not just survival, that's development. And when Caitlin comes back next year, she won't be carrying the load alone.
Is this even a real injury? Serious? Who knows? At this point, who knows? Conspiracy. Pope might be right. Pope said this from day one. It's a whole conspiracy, folks. It's a whole conspiracy.
I've said I think there's a 35% chance she comes back. I think it's a 35% chance. I was 70% chance a week ago that she plays.
She'll be stepping into a team that has grown stronger in her absence. And let's not forget the broader picture. The WNBA itself leans heavily on Caitlin Clark.
And it's not out of pocket. No one's asking for an in-depth medical report, but it's not out of pocket after 5 weeks out for fans, Fever fans, to wonder, okay, is she going to be back by the end of the regular season for the playoffs?
She's not just a Fever star. She's the league's centerpiece. Her presence has doubled attendance in some arenas, created national headlines every week, and pulled in fans who never watched a WNBA game before.
For them to let her possibly hurt herself again. Now, they claiming that this is not going to affect her time coming back, but I just want you guys to see her walk real quick. Pay attention to this.
That's why this injury is so painful for the league. Every time she's off the court, the WNBA loses its brightest spotlight. But in the long run, preserving her health ensures that the league's momentum doesn't flame out after one season. So yes, in the short term, this feels like a loss for Indiana and for fans everywhere.
The reason why the Fever have so many fans is they fill out away arenas. Most teams can't fill out away arenas for the small teams. So when it comes to the Indiana Fever, they're probably the only team that really fills out away fans, just like gets away fans going as much as it's just awful. It's just awful seeing this. But anyway, yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Do you guys think Caitlin Clark is
But in the long term, it's the right call. By protecting Caitlin Clark now, the Fever are ensuring that she'll be able to dominate for years to come, not just limp through one season at half strength. And when she finally steps back on the court, it won't just be a return, it will feel like a rebirth for her and for the entire Fever franchise.
A minor foot bruise does not explain why Caitlin Clark still can sit properly and is still limping on a grade 1 groin strain from 6 weeks ago. These people think we're still, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Do beat writers releasing these half-truths from the organization only stir up more controversy and raises more fan questions? Simple answer. They'll fail to provide Caitlin Clark with adequate care directly led to secondary injuries. It is now a far more complex recovery.
So there it is. Stephanie White has made the call, and Caitlin Clark's rookie season is officially over. It hurts, it frustrates, and it shocks fans who were hoping for a comeback. But when you step back, you realize this isn't the end of a story. It's just the beginning.
Get him. Look at how happy he is. Caitlin Clark need to get the hell out of Indiana, bro, because this is when she got hurt. Your coaching staff hurt the best damn player on your team. A member of the coaching staff hurt the best player on your damn team.
Caitlin Clark has already changed the WNBA in ways no rookie ever has, and missing the rest of this season won't erase that. If anything, it builds even more anticipation for when she returns stronger, healthier, and hungrier to dominate. The Fever may struggle without her, but make no mistake, this team's future still runs through Caitlin Clark. And when she's back, the league will feel that energy all over again. If you believe Caitlin Clark is still the face of the WNBA no matter what, drop 100% in the comments and let's stand with her together. Because one season ending doesn't stop greatness, it only fuels it.